Good afternoon, all of you awesome people. Silver Dragon here, coming at you with some more From the Depths. Going to be starting up the brand new open world campaign here today. Without further ado, let's go ahead and hop right into that. So, start new game. You can see that we have, of course, some slightly different things here. Of course, M still for the strategic map, which has changed. F1 for diplomacy, and E is for handling your forces and fleets, which we'll be covering when we get in the actual game. Alright, new game. Now, when we first start off the new game, we, of course, can tweak the enemy growth factor. Like always, I'm going to crank that to 2. And this is the new one right here. Max blocks spawned at once. This will determine how many ships will be spawning in for a battle. I'm going to keep that at around 40,000, just because decent machine. Yeah, decent machine or play as intended. I could crank that up for additional chaos and mass amounts of ships, but I'm going to keep it around there for now. Of course, this thing alone could be like 10,000. So you know what? No, let's put up to 50,000. Yeah, let's crank it up to 50,000. That should be good. Alright, begin new campaign. I'm not sure if I can tweak that in the actual campaign itself. I hope I can. So as per usual, we have our lovely little tiny fortress here, which we will be disassembling in momentarily. And one major thing that I need to break myself of is that we don't need large ships for this to begin with. We need a lot of small, fast, kind of maneuverable ships, so I'm going to be creating a couple of those. And adding on some AI cores to them. So let me go ahead and just remove bits and pieces from this. Put on the old mirror mode. Would block. This should probably be enough like this, I would say. Yeah, it should probably be enough like that. Okay, let's go. Water. Air pump. We'll check that in over there. We'll chuck one in right in the back here. We do have that little thruster down in the bottom. Okay, good. Let's go engines. Engine block. You can see this is actually the first tooltip of the game, too. Look under prefabs for a fully assembled engine. Press enter to dismiss. So the first of many tooltips. Absolutely great to see that. Alright, let's add in some crankshafts here. That should be sufficient. Actually, let me even remove that. Carburetors. Alright. Engine zone fuel tank. We'll chuck on, well, do I really need the exhausts on top? Well, probably don't, but I'll do it anyway. Okay. Resources. Fuel processor. And storage tanks. And there we have our basic engine. Ready to go. I think I might widen this thing a little bit, but that'll be about it. Let's get a beam. Hopefully it's not too long for it. Wooden beam. Whoops. Let me try. There we go, like that. Reduce drag a little bit. No, not that one. That's a 2-meter down slope. I just want the... This'll work, actually. 1 meter upslope. Like so. Sweet. I could also change that even further to make it work even better, but I'll do that for now. Alright. Now, let me save this as is for now. Or should I widen it a little bit? Probably should, just to give it a little bit more width to it, so it isn't bobbing around as much. Again, let's go with the upslope. And slope that into it. Okay, wooden block. Whoops, didn't mean to remove that. Okay, let's go ahead and stretch this back. Beautiful. Alright. I can stretch all this forward now. Alright, that should do it. Now the front looks proper. And I can put the upslopes back in. Like so. Okay. Yes, this will work as my basic kind of tug. Just something to get from point A to point B. Alright, let's go water. Add on... Where is it here? A couple propellers. Now, let me go to... Oh, apparently I fell off. Lol. Why am I not surprised? Save constructible. And you can also save and load constructibles from the menu now as well. Just a starting ship. That works for me. Alright. Whoa, didn't intend to push this along like that. But let me get a quick chair here. Control. There we go. Now I can control this thing. And I'll probably end up steering it around a second here. We're going to disassemble our main ship as we usually do. So let me quickly get to that. Create the... It's in MISC. The vehicle respawner and scrapper. The vehicle blueprint spawner. Beside that, actually I'll probably go like this. Or you know what? I'll spawn it in using the same method I just mentioned. And we'll get some repair tentacles, if I can. I'm going to have to disassemble the whole thing first. Okay. Good. Well, let's move a little bit forward here then. Go ahead and turn. Oh, Jesus. Wag, see how fast this thing already goes. Okay, let's go ahead and destroy the fortress now. Starting fort, scrap it. Let's back off, we can watch it explode. Whee! Alright. Move forward a little bit. Now, let's go ahead and... Not load game. Load constructible. Basic mining fortress. And let's get these repair tentacles in here quick. There we go, that's slowly building her up. You can kind of see it over there in the darkness. We hop on over here. See if my guy will help build it. There it is. Now I should mention, if you go into your character profile, I had mentioned that leadership might make a difference in this build. It will, but right now it does not. Right now it's useless. So you can remove it from that and put it into like mechanics or mining are probably the best bets. But right now the other one, it's not going to help you at all. Okay, so let's go ahead and lift this baby up. That should be good. So this is just my basic mining fortress. Just has a decent engine to it, fuel processor, a whole bunch of drills, and a whole bunch of miners. Now let me head over to back over to my little ship over here. Just kind of hop on over. Whee! Alright, let's remove all of these. We won't be needing that anymore. I will be further fortifying this beast here in a bit, but let me get closer to my fort here, so we're a little bit. There we go. Slow her down. Slow her down. That's good. We'll just leave it right here for the moment and hop on over. So we're going to need an area here to spawn in our vehicles. Now, I should mention that somebody asked in my previous episode what they're working on now with this other than this campaign. And speaking of which, I should probably take a look at some of the stuff here. I had mentioned previously that the campaign allows you to have vehicles in play and out of play. In order to access that, you just hit E, or do it from the map, and you can see I have Basic Mining Fortress, the Starting Fortress, which I haven't removed yet. I probably should remove that. I'll put the responder on this guy right here. So say that I want my mining fortress here to just continue mining, but I don't want it to keep, you know, draining my computer's performance. I can just pull that, and we'll pull it, and it just drops it down. And apparently I was on top of it, so now I'm floating up there. So if you pull your fleet and you're following it into battle, you'll actually be floating across the sky right now. So let me go ahead and move this forward, so it's out of the circle here. And then we'll go ahead and we'll put that back into play. Now at the moment it does spawn, it doesn't keep them back on the same level they were at. It brings them into drops them to the water's surface pretty much. But later on I'm sure it will spawn them in directly where they were previously, I hope. Coordinate wise in the air for ships. Alright, now let's go ahead and take a look at the map quickly. And then we'll be taking care of some other stuff. Now, currently, a lot of the zones are a little offset, like the resource zones are supposed to be dead center in the tiles. They currently are not. That will be fixed soon, so bear in mind. So this is our brand new world map. As you can see, it's quite large at the moment here. You can see the various factions and their bases kind of scattered around. We can see that the looks like the Deepwater Guard is sending a fleet to attack, or no, to reinforce actually this area right here. Now I can see with the AZ here, this is our RZ, this is a resource zone. We can see what kind of resources are there. We can look at the fleet and see it has a force count of 1, but a strength of 15. So that means it has a, usually resource zones will have resource miners on them. So each faction will have their own type of resource collector. And they'll be taking play, or like, they'll be actually sitting on the resource zone mining. I do hope this will eventually lead into a kind of system where, you know, the amount of resources they mine are actually going to build their fleets. So the stronger, the more the resource zones you leave them, the stronger they will become over time, kind of thing. Now, we can actually select our fleet, like say our starting rib, and I could right-click anywhere on the map to order him to go wherever I want him to go, if I want him to go over here. Once my ship, if I pull my ship out of play, I can actually increase the amount of time that he is traveling up to 10 times. This will pull all ships out of play so that I can send them all that way. The moment my ship is out of play, interacts with the circle around the enemy here, it will engage in a blockade. Now at the moment, you could pretty much encounter, like, you could send one ship fleets everywhere around the world, blockade an enemy ship, and just keep it there indefinitely. Later on, that will not be so, but right now it is. So, we'll be sending our ship over here soon to engage this, but I will likely be... Actually, should I just... Yeah, I think I'm just going to send my starting rib over there to begin with. I should also mention you can now board enemy ships. Yes, that's right. You can actually board enemy ships. You can take them over by destroying their AI cores. And then you've pretty much taken over. So, let me go ahead and use this to say you select a fleet out in the wild there. You can select this guy right here to warp to its chair. So we're going to be warping to our starting rib's chair right now. Or our starting ship's chair, I should say. We always come down from space while we're doing that. Now, I'm going to come back here in a minute. Let me actually toss a chair on this thing so I can just pop back to it. Let's go control. Chair. Oh, that's a funny looking chair. I don't want to spawn myself in sideways. We're going to create a little platform in the back here, which will be for spawning additional ships. But I'm not going to do that quite yet. Alright, let's hop on over to my ship, and we're going to actually use this starting out, since there is no other ship in that area other than the mining fortress, it looks like. We're going to use this as our boarding craft. So let me go ahead and... where is it here? There we go. Let me do something like this. Let's go 2 meter down slope. This is basically just to deflect cannon shells, essentially, and protect my main guy. I may eventually just swap all these out, and I probably will actually, with actual weapons. But for now, this thing's just going to be a boarding craft of sorts. Alright, build. Now, in order for the game to be able to tell what the speed of your vehicle is, you need to pilot it up to full speed at least once. And also, we're apparently too fast. Whoa, and I flipped over. Wow, that's lame. Holy crap, that was lame. Really now? Really now? Was your center of gravity that horrible that you needed to flip like that? I don't think so. Come on, where the hell is that damn thing? God damn, you stubborn pain in the ass. Are you really refusing? Wow, you suck. Yeah, it absolutely refuses to go up and down. Lame. Absolutely freaking lame. Well, let's hope I can flip this thing using the other method then. Let's see here. Or actually, since I was planning on building it anyway, I can use this. And also I can use it to quickly destroy the other ship. Alright. Misk. Let's go ahead and use this to destroy the starting fortress. We don't want to rebuild that. And I also want the vehicle dock. Where is it? Docking station. Here we go. Let's turn it on. Should slap that baby right over here. And turn it off. So our vehicle is now flipped up properly. Derp. So clearly I need to... Blocks. Lead block. Clearly I need to weigh this thing down properly. Up, please. Thank you. Alright, I hope that will deal with it properly now. We'll see how it goes. Otherwise, it'll just go face first into the water again. Alright, let's see how this goes. Much better, much better. Oh, the front is still kicking up too much. I could add a hydrofoil on each side to fix that. Considering the overall weight on the front, I'm kind of surprised. But this has now gotten us our current max speed on this thing. Wasn't it B? No, not B. Alright, so we now have the max speed of this vessel, so it'll now travel that speed on the overmap itself. Let's turn her around here. I should probably go to the front here and add these guys on. Alright, let's get going then, shall we? Let's go ahead and go to the map. And actually, you can actually travel across the map. Like, let me see here. We need to go east. Where is east? So this way is towards the enemy fleet that we want to actually approach. Now, if I load on the... We put her full speed here quickly. If I actually load the map, you can see that my ship is traveling across the map. So I can literally pilot the ship all the way to the enemy's AZ if I want to. Now, my ship is taking care of the resource zone here, so I'm going to pull all ships. I'm going to have my rib go towards this zone here. So I'm going to left click on it. I'm going to send it towards the enemy's fleet right here, which is actually just a mining ship. So let's go ahead and increase it by 10 times, and my ship will now go towards that. You can see that my current speed is 11 meters a second for my ship. Now, if I was able to enhance that, and I should say any time that I decide to build on it and change something on my ship, I need to speed up again to its maximum speed at least once. Otherwise, it will consider it to be 5 meters a second. So you need to make sure to check that every now and then to make sure that we're actually going the correct speed. It's getting a bit dark now. Super darkness. Oh, we got an enemy fleet right there. And I actually don't have any weapons on this thing, so I guess we're going to attempt to take over all the enemy ships. Once my circle is engaging this one right here, the battle will begin. I guess I'll wait for these guys to engage me too. How many ships do they have? They have a force count of 3, so they'll have 3 enemy ships coming to attack me. So I'm going to wait until they approach, until their circle touches me, and then we're going to fight this battle. So hit play. It'll bring my vehicle into play, and then I'll warp to the actual chair and quickly tab it. Alright, let's go. So we're going to see about boarding these smaller craft. I'm going to use my minigun to quickly destroy their AI cores, and I will assemble them into my fleet. Now this actually might make the game a little bit too cheap at the moment, but eventually we'll have the boarding. We'll have actual crews on each of these ships that we'll have to kill that they could also shoot us. So we could end up losing our ship by, you know, trying to board them without taking out their crew first. And this is definitely not the fastest ship in the world, at all. It needs a lot of improvement. I almost don't even want their ships here, but I want to capture them just so I can at least take them back home with me and disassemble them. At the very least. Alright, let's go. Woohoo! Where's their AI core? Okay, their AI core on this ship is down. It now belongs to me, although it is quite beat up, as you can see. Let's go get this one. I could actually use my blade if I had it. Oh, I blew myself up. Oh no. See, that's actually quite dangerous because a lot of those smaller ships literally have ammo barrels like right next to their AI core, so it becomes really difficult to there we go. To destroy it without actually killing yourself as well. Okay, let's go. Let's use my pistol this time, so it's a little bit easier to destroy this without destroying myself. Come on. And there we go. AI core destroyed. And then we can repair this ship using my own repair lasers. Sea Viper. Sea Viper. My starting ship. Just still zooming along here, it seems. Let me zoom to that quickly so I can stop it before it gets away. Okay, stop. Now I can hit E, and I can form a fleet with these ships, if I so desire, which I probably do, but I will keep them like this for now, while I go and deal with the with boarding up this next enemy right here. So as you can see, though, boarding right now is a little bit overpowered because you have such a small little guy and he can easily just go around and take over ships. If you recall, though, that some things like enemy forts, like the big fortresses, did have some crew. So being able to take those over is probably a lot more difficult. Alright, so this up ahead is the enemy's mining rig here, at least the Deepwater Guard's mining ship. It is the Octopus. Has several little cannons on it, which would actually be pretty interesting, but it doesn't really control them all that well. Okay, stop it. Wait. Forward, forward, forward. Ramming speed! Now, the computer for this one is actually located in the brain of this massive thing. Let me dissect this brain right here. Let me actually get the grenade launcher for that. That'll get me in here faster. Now, you can also shoot out the sides and it would actually blow a big hole in the side of this thing. But I chose not to. Let's get the SMG for this. And there we go. Brain destroyed. And that should be that. Yep. She belongs to me now. But I'm not going to be keeping her. Where the heck is the exit on this thing again? I forget. Oh yeah, it's near the front here, actually. Has a little platform down here you can hop down on. So this is the enemy's octopus ship. I could keep it and use it, but I would prefer to have the resources, even though most of the resources this thing actually has are, what's it called? Turn. Yeah, you can see it doesn't really aim all that well. What are you firing at? I've already claimed most enemy forces. Apparently I haven't. Where's my ship? Where's my actual ship? Where the hell did that thing go? Did it crash underneath somewhere? Or is it taking off on its own again? I wouldn't be surprised. Let's check my map. Oh yeah, it's taking off on its own again. God damn it. Where the hell do you think you're going, son? Turn your ass around, boy! Let's speed up here. I'm assuming that eventually the enemy as well will have some sort of boarding mechanic where they'll be able to attack your ships and possibly even take them over. Which would be interesting. Most definitely. Alright, so we'll speed along here. I need to reattach some components to my ship while this thing goes forward. Yeah, it definitely is a terribly inefficient design right now. Just something incredibly basic I can whip together to get a bunch of ships going. And you really do want to start off with a lot of smaller ships. Am I really tilting to the right? No wonder my ship just kind of took off on its own. And I thought I built it evenly, too. Alright then. MISC. Vehicle respawner and scrapper. Let's go ahead and get some repair tentacles. For when I actually take over an enemy ship. I guess I didn't take them all over here. There was one more I must have missed. Oh, we're getting low on fuel here. Huh. That's unfortunate. Come on, baby. You can do it. Get some gas in there, damn it. Man, I need to put like jet engines or something on this thing. Thought I had a fuel converter on this, though. Must have been destroyed or something. Why are you not mine? You're like practically a wreck. Okay, there we go. It's done. Okay, let's stop for a second here. I will use this. Grab the Sea Viper. We're going to scrap that. Going to scrap all of these Sea Vipers I captured. And destroy them. I'll put you into play. If I can only see. Go ahead and scrap him. So I'm getting just a bunch of... I could actually keep those ships if I wanted to, but I'm going to be creating variations of this one where I add just cannons and crazy shit on top of them. Yeah, why are we not converting fuel? Currently disabled, that's why. I guess my fuel converter was disabled for some reason. I don't know why. I must have accidentally disabled it. Alright, let's move on. That or it starts off disabled now. That might actually be the reason. See, I'm going to remove all this crap that I have on top of it now. Let's go ahead and destroy the Kraken, because we don't need something. It looks cool, but we want something that functions more than looks badass. Besides, we can always get more if we want to. Okay, let's get that off my ship. Ah, well, it'll be off once we leave. Okay, stop. Okay, thank you. Now, Kraken. Scrap and turn off repairs. We're gonna watch this thing as it gets disassembled and explodes. I could actually just keep this and improve it a little bit, but I'd rather have all that metal. Load constructible, basic mining fortress. My lasers should start building that pretty quickly. There we go. Nice. It's all getting constructed. Let me actually go on the vehicle scrapper here, and we will destroy the Kraken so that we don't actually respawn that ever. I don't really want to respawn the Kraken. Alright, let's go see if I can lift this baby up now. Should be building in the controls here momentarily. I'm helping out, so there we go. Alright, let's raise her up. Let's raise her from the depths. So this guy's going to be staying here like this. And I'm going to hop on back aboard my ship here. Let me see if I can knock this over. Get this off my ship. There we go. Heave. Now I'm going to enhance this thing a little bit. And I'm going to start making variations for it. Okay. There we go. I'm actually not quite sure how that darn fill commands works. I've tried using it before, even recently, and I could not get it to work how I wanted it to. Now, I'm going to have two variations, well, actually, no, probably three variations of these eventually. A little custom cannon ship. I could even just put a bunch of cannons on it, regardless. Let me get an AI core in here. Left and right slots. It's connected. Okay. Connected to the mainframe. Very nice. Okay. Target prioritization. Aim point selection. Tracker association. And then finally we'll put a... Where is it? A naval AI. Though I will disable that for now, I think. Because I do not want it just driving around like that. Alright. And apparently it knocked me off again. I really need to sit down when I'm building this stuff. Seems like horrible things happen when I don't. Alright, let's remove all this. I don't need none of this anymore. For the moment, at least. Let's go ahead and reinforce our engine. There we go. Hit G just so we can remove that. I'm actually tempted to put something... Yeah, let me do this as I usually do. Although I'll put mirror mode on. This will help to stabilize this thing around the center here. Perfect. Put in a blocks. Where is it? No, it's in water actually. Air pump. And we'll just go ahead and block over that. put a rudder on here. And a propeller down below. And it should actually increase the speed of this, as well as stabilize it a bit more. I do hope. Well, the front's gonna be weighed down by the guns on it, so it shouldn't be that shouldn't be a problem there. Okay, let's go ahead and stop it. Beautiful. Alright, so let's save this up. Save this constructible as the basic starting ship. And then from there, we're going to add on things like custom cannons. Custom cannons. Well, let me go constructibles here first, because I need my 360-degree precision turret. Alright. Actually, I'm going to do something like this. Let's go ahead and add predictors, elevation barrels. Actually, let me go ahead and mirror mode this, yeah. 3 elevation barrels, 4 recoil suppression, and 2 motor barrels. Alright. From there, I'm going to go on each side and add 6 weight connectors along the whole length of this sucker. Bunch of autoloaders. It's going to be the one beast of a cannon. Gauge increasers. Very nice. Ammo boxes. Alright. I could probably even replace this bit right here. Perfect. Now these things are obviously freaking huge and they're weighing me down quite a bit, so I'm not going to add too much more to this. I should probably remove the bits I put on the bottom here. Yeah, let's go ahead and remove these because I don't want it to be too insane. However, let's add explosive warheads. There we go, 4 explosive warheads. Now we'll go blocks, wooden block, wooden block. We'll head to the front. And we're going to add on a bit of a bit of armor for this, essentially. Just something to protect it. And also give it a little bit more weight. Keep it nice and stable. Ah, that looks good. We'll leave it like that, and I'll also connect it to the back like so. So now we have ourselves a nice little basic dual cannon turret that will be going and attacking all of our enemies. Okay, let me save this as... not save game. Save constructible. Alright, let's see if this is enough. I can also adjust this if I have to for stability issues. Oh, there we go. The weight's keeping it down. Looks like I could probably still... oh, that also would help, wouldn't it? Now the water pump in the back can actually do its job. Let's go up front here. Remove the front 2 blocks. Replace them with lead. Save over the design. So we now have one for this custom cannon. Let's actually see. And also I need to add ammo barrels as well. It's one thing I forgot, which I probably should do now. Alright. That's my bad. Resources. Ammunition processor. We turn off G here so we're not actually... There we go. Ammo barrels. Actually, what I'll do is this. Let's see here. Upslope. That'll do it. Though apparently I'll need the, let's see here. Well, wooden block. Let's go down. Alright. And then resources, ammo barrels. Some people have done this before for their ammo barrels. And it helps to stabilize it a little bit, I believe. Adding this kind of fin on the bottom. Oh yeah, look how stable that is running now. Although I probably could add more propellers on it now. Oh yeah, look at that. Seems to be running really stable. Although the engine power can just barely hold it together. So let's save this constructible. Basic custom cannon, small. And then we can add on the AI core whenever we want. Okay, let's stop the ship. It's funny, I can still see the ammo barrels down there too. Okay, let's take a look at our map here. We can have this guy travel back to the zone here. At which point I'll probably add on a construction unit and have it deal with the rest of this for me. Let's see, where's my unit? There it is. We'll turn and head back. So I'm basically just creating a bunch of these small units that will be just going together in a massive fleet to attack everybody. Now the funny thing is about, where's my ship? It's this way actually, I think. Yep, to my north. Give or take. The funny thing about this point right here is that the Deepwater Guard actually owns this. Or not the Deepwater Guard, the Onyx Watch owns this. So any Deepwater Guard that are attempting to come to my zone here are going to have to pass through, because right now they just pass through islands. They like go right over land. Eventually they're going to have to go around land. So they'll have to, like, you know, work their way around to where the heck they're supposed to be going. So they might be able to avoid the Onyx Watch here. But right now all the enemy units that are coming towards us are going to have to go through here and fight this Onyx Watch fleet. Resource fleet. And the Onyx Watch actually looks really freaking cool. Something I should mention about the Kraken and some of the other resource gatherers that, like, say, the Onyx Watch will have and such down the road. They're gonna have different tiers eventually. Like, they're gonna, if you look at the Onyx Watch one right now, it's a tier 1 ship, or a tier 1 mining station, which hopefully we'll take a look at next time, as we might go help them out, depending. But it's a tier 1 mining ship. As it, you know, continues to mine over time and supplies come to it, eventually it'll upgrade itself to a tier 2 mining ship and then a tier 3 mining fortress. And it'll just become ridiculously badass over time as they reinforce it. I should mention eventually as well, you can see that right now we have like this giant overall resource pool where we can take the resources we have and build whatever we want with them. That's going to be changing eventually with additional bits added to the campaign. Expansions, I should say, added to the campaign. Eventually, we're going to have to create like kind of a storage area on our resource miners where they will store all the stuff that they're, gathering, mining, whether it be fuel storage, like containers, giant fuel containers, or resource containers. And we'll have to send trade ships, or one of our, like, mining, well, yeah, not mining, my hauling ships, like giant, big, like, cargo ships, essentially, to each of our resource zones to pick up the resources, then deliver them to a set location. That would be our main base for building things and such. Alright, let's slow down. So, there's just so much going to be added into the campaign. And just this game in general. So, if you guys definitely, if you haven't picked this game up yet, definitely do. It's an amazing game. It's worth every penny. I mean, you could spend 70 bucks on freaking COD and just be like, well, what the hell have I spent my money on? Or you could get this amazing game. And just, yeah, make up your money in no time at all. Let's remove bits like this. Propellers, lol. Because now that I have that there, my cannons with the elevators on the back should be able to elevate much higher. Although I probably should go down below here. Local weapons controller. Minimum range, no limit. Maximum range, we're going to set to like, I would say 400 meters here. Okay. One sec. Let me chuck an air pump in here. There we go. That'll take care of that problem. And we'll build that up right there. Okay, so now he's not going to fire at things that are way outside of his range. We actually go on this as well. And I want to set the required accuracy before firing to be probably quite high. But let's take a look at this thing and see what kind of rate of fire we got on it now, with everything that I added onto it. Holy God. That's actually going to literally knock my ship into the water. Damn. I don't think I have a long enough stable platform for that thing to fire safely. Oh my God. It's ridiculous. Let me actually tab back here and see. You can see how much this actually pushes it back. So it's kind of ridiculous, but it's also going to be really, really strong, I'm sure. Imagine if I had like 3 or 4 of these next to each other, just unleashing hell on our enemy. So this is definitely going to be really, really nice to have. Anyway, guys, hopefully y'all enjoyed this first episode. I should definitely shorten my episodes, I think, a little bit with some more interesting things if I can. But I will catch you all next time with some more From the Depths. Let's go ahead and save over this here. Let's go S1. Silver 1. Thanks for watching. Have a great one, and I will catch the lot of you next time. Peace out.